So maybe you're wondering, what does it take to become a digital designer at MediaMonks? So today I'm going to share with you 7 tips on how to become a digital designer at MediaMonks. Welcome back everyone, my name is Adrian Somoza and this is Bond. And I'm a lead designer at MediaMonks, so I thought this was an appropriate question from Hiram. He says, would be cool to have a video with tips about getting a job at MediaMonks, besides the killer portfolio, of course. So thank you for the question, man. And Manvidas second that by saying, I second that. Adrian, please do this. You have the best knowledge about it. Okay, so here are my 7 tips on how to get a job at MediaMonks. The main concept of all the tips that I'm going to share with you is preparation. Preparation is the key to get any job at MediaMonks. There's always space in a company like MediaMonks to be hired, but the key is to be prepared. And if you're not prepared, you won't get hired. Like, even if you apply, if you're not prepared, you won't get hired. Opportunity doesn't waste its time with the unprepared. So make sure that you're prepared. How do you know if you're prepared? Tip number 1, visit the website, know what they do, know the type of profiles that they might be looking at, know the content and the projects that they have worked for in the past, and make sure that you're aligned with the company's goals, right? If you want to do, I don't know, print, for example, and you get into MediaMonks and you see that there's nothing about print because it's a digital production company, then it doesn't make sense that you strive to get a job at MediaMonks, right? Now, if you are doing only digital, then it makes sense. Now, tip number 2 is read the job description. Now, here you have a section for the careers, and here are all the positions. Now, if you want to be a designer at, for example, Buenos Aires, you might want to check the digital designer at MediaMonks BA position. So you get inside and you read all the description. You make sure that you're aligned with what MediaMonks is asking for that role. Let me take a sip of my coffee. Now, my 4th tip is don't apply to roles that you know that you're not ready for. We get a lot of applications of people that are working as maybe as art directors in other agencies, but the type of work that they do and the level of craft that they need for that job is much lower than the level of expertise and craft that you need for MediaMonks. So when I was working as a digital designer before I was hired by MediaMonks, I would search for the works that had been done by the company, and I would see like, and I would assess like, am I really at the level of this? And I couldn't apply at the beginning of my career, and I was fully aware of that. So try to be as aware as possible. Of course, sometimes we think we are better than we are, or sometimes we think we are worse than we are. That happens depending on which stage of your learning you are. Then work on your portfolio. Of course, you can't skip that. And some tips for working on your portfolio would be to put out conceptual or real world work on Behance and Dribbble that shows you have the skills that are required. You need to show that you can do the work before you get hired for it. So if you are not working for any like real world companies or brands, you can make up the projects by doing conceptual works. Just pick a website of a company that you like and redesign it. Second tip for working on your portfolio would be to show at least 3 well-developed projects that are relevant to the role that you're looking for. If you're a digital designer, you might want to do 3 websites, for example, or 1 website, 2 applications, for example. So let me show you, because I think this is easier to be if I show it to you. So let's go to Behance, right? And if I get inside and search for web design and the most recent ones, this is what comes up, okay? So I opened up this one because I liked it, and let's check out his Saeed's portfolio. He's a student from Bangladesh. Now this design, I quite like it. It's quite nice. It's a good exercise. Of course, looks like it's like a concept, but it's a good exercise. Now, I don't see any other website design other than maybe this one, but I see a lot of like, I don't know, a card, a meme design, a sock, some socks, t-shirt. So it's a little bit all over the place. Like there's print design, but there's also web design, and it's not consistent. And also the quality of the work for this particular design, I think it's better than the rest. So when I am checking personally, and this is personal, when I'm checking a profile, since we have a lot of applications, I just look at the first screen without scrolling and see if that captures my attention. If it captures my attention, I will keep on looking. If not, I'm done. So for this, because I only see one web design project at the top, and not and socks and t-shirts and prints for the rest of the projects, before scrolling, I will dismiss this portfolio just because of that. And also, if I were to scroll because maybe the t-shirts and socks were really appealing in my own opinion, then I would scroll a little bit and maybe I would see if there's another website. But for example, the level of craft for this design versus this one, I think is lower. So that's when I can see if you can maintain the level of craft from one project to the other, then there's consistency in your results, and that speaks of the expertise. Now, sometimes you can copy something and be very good with one project, but when you copy another one with another reference, you will have different results. So that's why having 3 at least will show a pattern and will show expertise. So I would dismiss this portfolio if I were to consider it for a MediaMonks position. Let's take a look at this one. I saw this project. It was the first one, and when I get inside the profile, I see a consistency. There's a lot of websites. It's also all websites, and they are quite nice. I mean, they have good visuals. It's neat and tidy. It's close to a junior level in my humble opinion, but it's not quite there yet. And he's a freelance web developer, so it makes sense that maybe he's not that good at graphic design, but he's quite good though. Like he's still quite good. This is all fake. I'm just making all this up, but let's suppose that he was going to apply to MediaMonks. Doesn't make it to a junior level yet, but it's quite near the level of a junior in our company, in MediaMonks. That's my humble opinion. Take it or leave it. In general, we have a very high bar for the quality that we are expecting for designers. So yeah, this is my portfolio, just so you know what a portfolio of a designer at MediaMonks would look like. And if you get inside my portfolio, you see, first of all, that there's a lot of social validation. This is not everything, but it's important. It's difficult to trick, 6,000 people to like or to follow your work, right? It's easy maybe to trick or ask, 10 people, 100 people if you gather all your friends. So social proof is very important. Also, you see website, it's all websites. I just have 1, 2, 3 projects that are not websites. That's not necessary. I mean, I have it there because I like to show that. And most of the people that hire me because they see the website designs. So yeah, that's tip number 5. Tip number 6 is learn the craft. Now, how to learn the craft? To learn the craft, you need to balance practice and study. I see a lot of designers that only practice, but they don't study. And it's fine, but you will learn much slower than if you study as well and you have a balance between studying and practicing. At the beginning, I did 8 hours of practice and maybe 2 of study. So that was my ratio. That doesn't mean that's the best ratio, but I think it's more practice and study, of course. But then you have to get the knowledge of the craft, by people that have done this craft for 10 years, 20 years, and learn from the mistakes of others rather than having to do all by yourself. I think it's a shortcut to learning fast, and that's one of the main things that I think have brought me to work for the biggest companies in the world in 4 years. And seventh, don't focus on the job position, focus on yourself. I think it's important for you to work on your relationship with yourself and your relationship with other people. Because when you're applying for a job at MediaMonks or any other agency, you're applying to work in a team. And you gotta be good at managing your emotions and understanding the emotions of other people to be able to work effectively with other people. As a lead designer, I am now part of the management of the MediaMonks design team, and the most important skill that we look for in any seniority is good work attitude that will add value to the culture of the team. We have a very high standard of attitude and we try to maintain it as much as possible, and we ask and we seek from new candidates that they have that too. So that's it for today, guys. Hope that was useful. Should I go deeper into any of these topics that I just covered? Let me know in the comments below. If you feel ready for any position at MediaMonks, feel free to visit our careers link. I will leave it in the description below, so you can check it out and see if there's anything that you are interested in. We would love to work with you. And also, if you happen to be in Buenos Aires, we're always looking for digital designers. So check out the open positions in the Buenos Aires office, and feel free to shoot me an email at info.bond@gmail.com. That's it for today, guys. I hope that was useful, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.